welcome to my video. I'm Ash, or a bookworm draws. It depends on what platform you're on, but yeah, I just wanted to come on here and make a dragon head tutorial because I feel like there's kind of a lack of dragon tutorials on the internet, and I know that I would have loved a dragon tutorial video when I was starting out, and so I decided to make one myself. I start out here with a simple circle, and then I draw this S shape, which is the neck, and then I draw a rectangle attached to the circle, and that kind of blocks out the general shape and size of the head. Then I start to erase the circle so I can see the proportion of the head and neck together, and then I can kind of tell more easily where I'm gonna put the jawline, which is usually what I do next. And here's me starting that jawline. I basically draw a triangle, like a loose triangle, a curved triangle, about halfway up the head to slightly over halfway up the head. And then I start defining the top of the head. So here I'm drawing the connection between the snout and the skull. It's a very small dip, but I like the way that looks. And here I am refining it so that I can see it better. I do that a lot, erasing, redrawing, trying to find a line that I think looks good. And here I kind of draw this curve on the snout that I really like, so I go back in and I refine it. And then I start with the mouth. The mouth, you can draw so many different ways and it will totally affect the way your design looks. I usually draw the mouth so that the top part of the head above the mouth is slightly larger than the bottom part of the head, like with the lower jaw and the chin. I think the dragon looks really elegant this way, with the top jaw larger than the lower jaw. But if you want a dragon that looks like it has a really strong bite force and looks kind of more brutish and potentially more like violent and scary, then making the lower jaw larger and thicker than the upper jaw would be a pretty good way to do that. Next, I'm going to draw the nostril and the eye. I like to imagine a line going through the front of the snout, through the nostril, through the eye, and ending kind of where the top of the jaw muscle is. I think this gives you a pretty elegant look. Again, I really like my elegant dragons. I think you can probably tell. But yeah, that's usually what I like to do. Of course, changing this, it's still gonna look like a dragon. That's the cool thing about drawing a dragon. You can change stuff and it's still gonna look cool. It's just gonna look different. After I've blocked out where the eye is going to be, I basically just erase it. I don't always do this, but in this case, that's what I did. I erase it, try to get a good look at what the whole head proportion looks like, and then I go to redraw the eye. Sometimes I have to do that to find the exact right place where I want to put that eye. But yeah, so after I erase the eye and then put it back, I'm going in and defining the shape a little bit better. I include a little bit of a tear duct there, a curve where the bottom eyelid is, stuff like that. I'm still refining the way I draw eyes, but I think this shape looks pretty good. So now I start going back over my rough lines and figuring out exactly where I want the line to be, making it look a little bit cleaner, adding curves that I like, making the lines just look a little bit prettier. And here I'm refining the mouth into a smile, because who doesn't like a happy dragon? And then I continue refining my lines, erasing, redrawing, finding shapes and lines that I like. And here I start changing the shape of the jaw to a more rounded thing. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys that the shape of the jaw doesn't necessarily matter. A rounder jaw will give your dragon potentially a nicer, softer look to it. But yeah, what really matters is kind of the proportion and the positioning of it. Again, kind of halfway up the head, slightly above, halfway up the head. But it can be round or pointy, and it'll still look like a dragon. And here's where I start messing around with the really fun part. I like to call them the accessories. So dragons can have ears or no ears, horns and spikes, or nothing, or a frill, or something that I might not even be able to imagine. That's the awesome thing about dragons. And now we get to the real reason why I wanted to make this into a video rather than just an Instagram post. I wanted to show that you can just change small things about the proportions and get a totally different look, a different character, a different feel. So that's what I'm exploring with now. This character has kind of an even smaller snout and a smaller mouth area, and they don't quite have that big smile like the other character did, and they really do look different. I'm changing the jaw a little bit, trying to figure out what I want this character to look like. I give them a different set of horns, and then you're gonna see me take a lasso around the whole head and move it and make it bigger because the way I redrew it doesn't really fit the neck anymore. So yes, this is why we love digital art. And now we have even more changes to the face. A totally different type of snout. That's another thing that you can change a lot, the shape of the snout. It can be kind of like a horse, it can be more like a dog, it can be a beak if you want it to. Yeah. Yeah, and then I made this line that kind of reminded me of the way like a ball python's mouth looks. It's super cute, so I decided to keep that. And of course, I'm making another smiley boy because I love smiley, happy dragons. This guy apparently gets a cool elf ear and a snazzy haircut. A little bit of chest floof, never hurt anyone. And now I go with an even crazier change to the nose and the mouth, just making a cool, weird shape. For the rest of this video, I'm going to mostly let you listen to the background music and watch the process. I'll come in with some comments about things that I think are important, but yeah, enjoy and have fun. Here I'm going with a more downturned shape and a droopy little ear, a little sad dragon. But yeah, I just wanted to illustrate that you can draw a dragon head, a simple dragon head, and turn it into something that has character and has a feel to it. Yeah, coming from someone who usually just draws dragons that I think look elegant. But yeah, I did want to show people that you can do a lot of things with dragons. And yeah, here's me struggling with an ear shape. It would have been faster if I had used references, which is another topic that I'd love to make a video about, references that you can use for dragons, because in case anyone hasn't noticed, there aren't real life dragons, you know, hanging around for you to reference. So it just takes a bit of extra work, basically. And here's me giving up on that ear. You know, yeah, not every dragon needs an ear, okay? Sometimes they just don't have ears, and that's fine, and that's totally valid. And maybe it was on purpose that I took away the ear. No one will ever know that it's just because I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I just took it off. And here's where I spend a solid 10 minutes trying to get the dragon to look like a baby. I think I sort of get there in the end, but yeah, I've drawn baby dragons before. I just don't do them that often, and so it takes a little bit of figuring out whenever I do it. But dang, they come out so cute. But yeah, it takes me some work to get there. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna fast forward through the rest of this because it is just me trying to draw a dragon that looks more like a baby than like an adult. And yeah, let me know if you liked this video. Let me know if you want more tutorials. I can definitely do a dragon body tutorial. I have one on my Instagram and I can totally make that into a video. I love dragon anatomy, so that would be fun for me too. And yeah, just let me know what you think. Have an awesome day. Go draw some dragons, you know, if you want to. It's your life. Do it. Okay. I'm gonna go. Yeah, you can just, okay, bye.